Propaganda is a fine art, especially in a dictatorship. You have to provide the right balance of power, legitimacy, and grandiose. Very few countries have perfected this as well as North Korea. In fact, propaganda is perhaps one of their biggest exports, raking in millions of dollars for the country every year from all over the world. And it was all thanks to having crappy leadership. The story dates back to 1953. A ceasefire agreement had just ended the fighting in the Korean War, but the North Korean government had a problem. More accurately, they had one problem. Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of current North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Kim Il-sung was a lot of things. He was a guerrilla fighter and a devoted communist, but one thing he was not was a very good Korean speaker. You see, while he was ethnically Korean and devoted to the North Korean cause, he was actually raised and educated in the Chinese language. His Korean was so problematic that at one point, his speeches were written for him by the Soviet Union, and he needed a lot of coaching to get it right. This hardly seemed like a leader that the people would rally behind, so a plan was hatched where he would assume godlike abilities, along with a larger-than-life figure that vowed to do the best for the Korean people. To sell this story, they needed propaganda, so in 1959, the Mansudae Art Studio was born. If you take a stroll through a North Korean street, every mural, statue, and monument you see is the work of the Mansudae Studio. Over the years, the effort to instill legitimacy in the North Korean leadership has ballooned into a studio of over 1,000 artists and 4,000 employees, making it perhaps the world's largest art studio. Their other ally, China, had gone rich over the years, and there was very little that North Korea could offer them that they didn't have already. And with economic sanctions in place, North Korea was in trouble. Enter Africa. Unlike most places, some African countries didn't care about those silly sanctions. Many of them were dictatorships that needed help with their propaganda. When it came to outsourcing this job, there was nobody more capable or affordable than North Korea. Over the years, North Korean-made statues and monuments have popped up all over Africa in countries like Angola, Algeria, Benin, Botswana, Chad, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia, Madagascar, Mali, Mozambique, Namibia, Senegal, Togo, and Zimbabwe. For the most part, the statues were just like any other, except bigger and more grand. They were indistinguishable from what you would see in North Korea, and that was sometimes a problem. Because the Mansudae Studio was so accustomed to making statues inside North Korea, some of their works would look very, well, North Korean. Take this monument, for example. It depicts Laurent Kabila, who was the leader of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Locals have long criticized it for not looking like him, but rather more like former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il. Everything from the North Korean-style clothing to the plump body shape. And this is far from an isolated incident. Here's another monument in Senegal that closely resembles this one, found in Pyongyang, and this one in Zimbabwe's Heroes Acre Park, which originally had faces that looked Korean rather than African, which, after much public complaint, had to be redone. Besides dictatorships, Mansudae has also done work for other countries as well. In the mid-2000s, the city of Frankfurt in Germany wanted to recreate a sculpture called Fairy Tale Fountain, which had been destroyed in the First World War. There is nothing to go on besides old photographs, and over the years, new standards of art meant that modern-day sculptors would be unfamiliar with the realist work from the 1910s. However, because North Korea has mainly been immune to modern artistic movements, Mansudae was able to offer a team of sculptors who were able to replicate that artistic style nearly to perfection for a fraction of what it would cost elsewhere. All the Germans had to do was make sure that things didn't look too communist, and the German faces didn't look like Korean faces. According to Klaus Klemp, deputy director of Frankfurt's Museum of Applied Art and the person who commissioned the piece, we were all really pleased with the work. Everything was done on time, and everyone we worked with was exceptionally professional and personable. For me, the most interesting part was how normal it all was. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button below and don't forget to subscribe for more nerd facts. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can help us make more videos just like these.